Hiya Craig, right on the end of the session, hope you found it helpful. Just a couple of things we're going to run through now, mainly with the driver obviously. If we look here at your setup, you can see here on the left hand side, certainly quite a lean and pronounced move on that lead side. Just going to get your weight very much sort of stuck on that left side there, get that club pressure a little bit steeper than you want to, making it very, very difficult for you to actually square the club face up and control that phase. And obviously your angle of attack being steeper, that will obviously encourage that club to sort of drive the ball very low left, or potentially pop that ball up in the air, sort of skied shot. So we want to try and feel this actually felt to you quite an extreme amount of lean, as we can see. Now, the fact your right hand is lower than your left hand, you would expect your right shoulder to be lower than your left shoulder anyway. But a little bit of hip turn there in terms of setup. Okay, so with a much more sort of relaxed, sort of tilted setup, we can now rotate and basically get behind the goal balls. As we start firing the lower half here now, the head can stay behind the goal ball, as we can see, and we can return back to a fairly kind of similar position there at impact where we started. Now if you're trying to drive from this position, what you'll have to do now is either back up out of the shot to try and get yourself into that good angle, or from here now you're very, very steep. But if you then sort of try and move back up out of the way here now, as you can see, sort of head moving now from there to there as you kind of come through to try and get that space, you time it well, you might hit it all right, but as we know from a consistency standpoint, it's going to be very difficult. If you actually look at that position there now, you look far too much on top of the golf ball there at impact there for me. We want to maintain this spine angle with the driver, get that launch angle working a little more up on the way through, and through to more relaxed sort of follow through here on the left hand side. Now it will feel a little bit strange obviously with these different positions, and you might kind of react a little bit to where that club is relative to the ground, but for the most part we can just get yourself tilted with that driver. The takeaway now is going to be a bit sort of shallow, a bit more behind your body, rather than that left arm lifting and getting too steep as we showed from looking kind of down the line view here. Now the angle is going to be a lot flatter, much more in line with your left arm and the shoulder. So work on that setup, get that club working a little bit more around your body from a slightly more tilted position at address. Once you're in that position, you've got a chance with the driver. So hope that makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, Craig, but I'll see you soon.